and you are listening to Sutton Reactions, a show where I react to any and everything that I find interesting, that you find interesting, that we find interesting, all the stuff we have fun with. This is the episode 27 of the show. 27 episodes of Sudden Reactions so far. I mean, this is honestly crazy that we're almost 30 episodes into the show. It does not feel like I've done 30 episodes of this show with you guys so far, but here we are nonetheless, right? We've been having a lot of fun so far. We got a lot of stuff to get into today, guys. A lot of stuff. You guys already know what it is. It's Super Bowl week. I want to talk about that a little bit. I've got some messy topics in there. I know you guys love those. And of course, we have our weekly liminal horror challenges. We got a couple of winners from last week who did really, really well. Let's see if some of you guys fall through in this one. See how y'all do. But I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to trickle in here again. This is Sudden Reactions. Please, please, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. And you guys are saying I'm early in the chat. I'm actually not early. I'm actually late. I was originally planning to start this show at 11 on the dot, but I had something to do. I had to go make some money real quick. I had to go make a play. You feel me? So I had to go out, and then I'm back now, and now it's time for Sudden Reactions. Again, sound off in the chat if you're here, in the comment section, if you're part of the hashtag replay gang and you're not watching live. But regardless, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel as well. One more thing before I run the intro. If you're watching on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, shout out to you, Rain Gang. Howdy. You guys know we had a great episode last night with Cordell Woodland, me, Simply AS10. By the way, today is Simply AS10's birthday. So if you got him on social media, be sure to hit him up on social media and tell him happy birthday. Today is his birthday. That's my bro right there. But okay. So, yeah, episode 27, Sudden Reactions. Let's get into it. Yes, 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 yes. So, like I said, welcome back, welcome in, welcome one, welcome all. This is Sudden Reactions. I am your host, Sutton Def. This is the first episode of the week. For those of you guys who think that we go live on Mondays, we don't. We do not go live on Mondays. We go live Tuesday through Friday for this show right here on the Sutton Reactions YouTube channel. I know some of you guys are watching in some different places. Some of you guys are watching off of my Twitter at Sutton Def. Shout out to you. Salute to you guys. Also, some of you guys are watching on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel again. Again, if you're watching on PRP, go down to the description on that video, click on the link to the official Sutton Reactions YouTube channel, where here you can watch and join the live interactive chat that is off over to my left over here, or you guys is right, whatever. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat early. We got Glaucoma says, nah, Sutton flipping packs. Oh, nah, I'm not flipping no packs, brother. I'm not flipping no packs. It wasn't that type of play. It was a money play, but it wasn't that type of play. Let me see. King Blaze says, yo, Sutton, what's going on, King Blaze? 86 Ghosts, what's going on, man? Herb is in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all for coming through to this episode of the show. Again, make sure you sound off in the chat. We got a lot to get into, y'all. A lot to get into. I know y'all see the title. I know y'all see, the thumbnail, right? If you're watching over on YouTube, we got some shit to get into. We got some shit to talk about. I see my guy Void in the chat as well. What's up, Void? Happy Tuesday to you. It is Tuesday, right? Yeah, it is Tuesday. Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Be sure to like the video as you file on in here. You guys know we got a lot to get into. Jam-packed episode. You guys know the first episode after the weekend is always jam-packed because all weekend long, I'm just stockpiling videos. I'm stockpiling topics and whatnot. So Tuesday is a heavy hitter episode. We got a lot. We got a lot. Tila in the house. What's going on, Tila? What's up? What's up? We also got Coach. Sip2 Tally Films is in the house. What up, Coach? Appreciate you for coming through. Appreciate that. All right. So just like, what was it, Friday? I want to do an icebreaker topic. So let's not even mince any more words. Let's get into the reactions. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let's start with this, right? Let's start with a little lighthearted, right? Nothing too crazy. Let's see. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Super Bowl week. It is Super Bowl week, and I want to say this: like some people have been saying in the media, I've heard little rumblings that hey, is this like a really dull Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Is this like a Super Bowl that's going to be hard to market because you're not getting the brand names of the current modern day NFL. You're not getting your Mahomes, you're not getting your Eagles team, you're not getting the Bills, who I know have never made it before. Hell, you're not getting the Ravens. You're not getting any of the teams who you really expected to make it to the final dance here. And so a lot of people are saying like, hey, like, is this Super Bowl gonna be a dud? Is it gonna be boring? Is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that? And it got me to thinking. I was like, I think first you got to look at the quarterbacks in the situation. You got Drake May, second year guy, who, most of America does not know about Drake May, or they may not know about May, should I say. Most of America may not know about Drake May. Most of America may not know about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been around for a little while now. He was drafted the same draft class as Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and the like. And he's the first quarterback from that draft class to make the Super Bowl. But he's had some ups and downs. He's with the Jets, he was with the Panthers, cut from the benched from the Panthers, right? He's kind of been through it all. So now he's here in a Super Bowl. Nobody really knows like how he's going to perform. Nobody even really knows how Drake May is going to perform because Drake May has been poop, straight up dog water, pretty much in the playoffs. He's made some little plays here and there, a little rushing touchdown here, a little deep ball there, but I mean, we're talking 6 fumbles in the playoffs and this guy's playing in the Super Bowl. I mean, he had 86 passing yards in the AFC Championship game. 86 passing yards, and that's what we got to watch in the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, again, on the other side, you have Sam Darnold, who, I mean, his calling card is seeing ghosts. That's what most people remember Sam Darnold as, the guy who sees ghosts, the guy who, can't get shit done. So then it made me wonder. I was like, well, wait a minute. Why are these two teams in the Super Bowl again? Oh, that's right. The defense. The defense. And what we know about defense is this: the league is not favoring defense anymore. As we all know, the league is favoring offense. Like the NFL wants a lot of points to be scored, points in bunches, especially on their biggest night of the year. They want points to be put up. So I think that the NFL doesn't like the Super Bowl at all. I think that they would have much preferred who the Rams and hell, it could have been the Rams and Patriots. That'd have been a lot better. Rematch of what, 2018, I want to say. Instead, we're getting a rematch of 2014, 15? One of the two. One of the two. I think it should be a good game, but again, it might end up being a defensive struggle, guys. This might be whatever the point total is for this game. As a matter of fact, let me look up the point total for the Super Bowl. Let me see. Let me see. Super Bowl odds. I'll be interested to know. I bet you the Super Bowl odds, like the point total, is like 37 and a half, if that. Let me pull up the good old DraftKings, see if it'll show me in here. Oh no, the point total is 45 and a half. So what that tells me is that points are going to be manufactured. The league, well, Vegas thinks that points are going to be manufactured in this one. We might see some trick plays. We might basically see a touchdown or two that's like, wow, could have never guessed that. Could have never seen that coming. Because for these two teams who pride themselves on defense, Mike Vrabel, head coach, defensive guy for the Patriots, and of course, Mike McDonald. How could I forget? Mike McDonald for the Seahawks, defensive guy as well. These guys are going to have their defenses flying all over the field. Those offenses I expect to be in hell for most of the time. But what this point total tells me, what this point total tells me of over under 45 and a half is that we're going to see probably some trick plays. We're going to see some fireworks at some point. You're going to be like, wow, you're going to be taken aback by it. Let me see. What are y'all saying in the chat here? Got some new faces in. 86 Ghost says, I'll take over the 40. I will, honestly, I'm going to go under. I'm going to go under 45 and a half. I'm surprised it's that high. I get it. It's the Super Bowl, but I'm surprised. I really am. Glaucoma says, I just feel like this Super Bowl doesn't have the stars we're used to seeing. That's why most people are like, yeah, I'm not super excited to watch this Super Bowl either. And it's not just because my team isn't playing. It's just because, again, I don't expect a whole lot of offense. Where is the offense coming from if you're the Patriots? I mean, Drake May's not going to be running around all game against that Seattle defense. You know, he's going to be throwing over the top to Kayshon Boutte. Is Stephon Diggs going to turn the clocks back? I mean, Diggs has got a big opportunity to really cement himself as still like a top 10 wide receiver in this league, I think, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, and then on the other side of the football, of course, you got Kenneth Walker, who's going to be out there. I'm sure he's going to get a heavy workload. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I expect him to get over 9.5 targets from Sam Darnold, especially if they fall behind in that game. So maybe we do see some offense, but I still am taking the over for my money. I'm taking the under for my money. I'm taking the under. We got Chris M in the house. Chris M says she's unwell, but getting better. Well, hope you feel better, Chris. Hope you feel better. I hate feeling under the weather. That was me probably like a couple months ago. And, it takes like 2 weeks to really get, depending on what you're dealing with. You know, I normally dealing with the regular old, good old rhinovirus, right? Good old cold, common cold. Especially this time of year, it comes and goes. It passes through all of us. So I hope you're feeling better, Chris. And thank you so much for still coming through and supporting while you're not feeling well. I mean, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Okay. Let me see. Glaucoma says here, I'm more excited for the halftime show. That is interesting. That's very, very interesting because that's actually going to be our very first topic on this episode of the show. So this is here. This first video that I'm going to play for you guys is the Joe Budden podcast. In case any of you guys are familiar with that, the Joe Budden podcast hosted by former rapper, now podcaster Joe Budden. They just dropped an episode not too long ago talking about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. And this is Zaire Franklin, Colts linebacker, his opinion on it. Let's take a listen. Ashley, what up?
I know you love Bad Bunny, but I'm looking forward to being able to go to the bathroom and do what the fuck I want to do on halftime.
You not gonna watch Bad Bunny?
Hell no. I can't wait. But that's not to say that I ain't love Bad Bunny and Pergola several times. I'm gonna hear that motherfucker tonight. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, gang, when he go up, bro, the last like 3-4 Super Bowls, you gotta sit there the whole damn time. You can't even wait, you know what I'm saying, get your cheesesteak to come in.
I don't want to see that nigga.
I'm not trying to hear no way. Once he get up there, bro, I'm about to go outside. That's no disrespect to Bad Bunny. We can spend him.
By the way, Herb, we are doing the liminal horror. That's going to be after this. We're going to do our icebreaker topic first. Then we're going to get into the liminal horror challenge. So stick around.
But am I about to sit and watch it?
I enjoy Bad Bunny's music, but I can feel your sentiment on that. I'm not going to be like when Usher was gone, when Kendrick was gone. There was an anticipation that I was sitting there waiting for.
Well, in my house, that's all we watching.
Yeah,
you got a lot going on.
I ain't rushing for that.
My wife's gonna stop whatever she's doing to watch Bad Bunny. Me too.
But that's how I was with Usher.
Be clear. He gonna put on a fuck of a show.
I think congratulations, though. That's not me saying I don't think he worthy and none of that. I'm just knowing for me, I've been looking for. I wanted them to put a rock show up there. I've been wanting a halftime show that I don't care about this year, so I could finally just like, you can't miss the Super Bowl, you can't miss the commercial. I ain't gonna miss a game because I love the game.
Right.
So like, give me something to where I could go. I'm gonna have my dog like
take a little.
Give me 15. Give me a 20-minute break. And I've been looking forward to it. So thank you. That's how I feel.
I ain't beat.
So how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about Bad Bunny overall? So, of course, Bad Bunny is going to be performing at the Super Bowl. I believe he will make history as the first Spanish-speaking performer to perform at the Super Bowl. Now, when this was first announced, and let me preface this by saying this, I don't listen to Bad Bunny at all. You know, I've tried. I know he's one of the biggest artists in the world right now, and that's cool. I've tried listening to his music, but I'm not a Spanish speaker, right? So not only can I not relate to it, you know, I just can't understand it. I quite simply cannot understand what he's saying. And I know some of y'all out there might speak Spanish, might speak fluently. I speak a little bit, you know, a little bit. I see, you feel me? But for the most part, no, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not excited at all. I kind of share Zaire Franklin's statement here that like this is probably the least anticipated Super Bowl halftime performance that ever for me. We look at the past couple of years. You had Kendrick Lamar last year. Then before that, you had Usher. Then before that, you had, I believe it was The Weeknd, and some more really really good acts, all English speaking acts, American acts. Now, Bad Bunny is an American. However, when you put that language barrier there, see, like, older people probably don't give a damn about a Kendrick Lamar. Older people probably don't give a damn about The Weeknd. But at least you can understand what they're saying in most cases. If you're an English speaker, most people who watch the Super Bowl and care about the Super Bowl live in America and do not speak Spanish. And I know why the NFL wants to go this route. Of course, the NFL, they're trying their hardest to expand across international waters. They're trying their hardest. And my thing is, that's cool and all, but when it comes to the Super Bowl, how about we just keep the main thing the main thing? Because how long until the Super Bowl is played overseas? I mean, this is kind of like the precursor to that, if you ask me. It's the precursor. Glaucoma says you got to listen for the vibes. You don't got to understand. Music is universal. And here's the thing. I understand that, Glaucoma, and that's why I have given him the chance before. I've given him a legit chance. I've gone on my Apple Music and I've brung up some of his hottest songs and I tried to spin them. Just like, I get it. It's a little bit bouncy. Like if I'm out and about, maybe like at a club or a bar or, some big social setting, then yeah, I mean, I could see myself like not hating it, but I'm not going to save it to my phone. I mean, because again, I just can't understand it. It is vibey, sure. I mean, but there's tons of vibey music across the world that because I can't understand, I just can't relate to. I can't bump it in my car. I can't bump it, in the shower, around the house while I'm cleaning up. I just can't do it. I got to be able to understand what you're saying. Now, what I'm not saying is this. Zaire Franklin here in this video is saying that, like, hey, during the Super Bowl halftime show, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go walk my dog, I'm gonna do anything else to not watch that halftime show. That's not me. I'm not gonna not watch it out of spite. I am gonna watch every single second of the halftime show because the halftime show is quite literally just a cultural event. It's a cultural event, American cultural event that you got to sit down and watch, even just for more than the performance. There's always something that you can pull from the halftime performance where, everybody's going to be talking about it Monday morning around the water cooler. That's what I watch for. That's what I'm going to watch this halftime performance for. Not because I like Bad Bunny, because I don't. Not because I can understand him and relate to him, because I don't. But because it's a spectacle. And that's always what it's been. But again, if I'm the NFL, man, I would rather them keep the main thing the main thing. This is at the end of the day called American football. Right? It's American football for a reason. That's just me. Hopefully that doesn't make me sound racist or anything like that. I really do hope it doesn't. But again, I just think that they should keep the main thing the main thing. I do. Let me see. What's going on, tourists? Appreciate you for coming through. See what y'all saying here in the chat. Glaucoma says nobody knew what Young Thug was saying. When did Young Thug perform at the Super Bowl? Did I miss something, y'all? Did they put Young Thug on the Super Bowl stage? And which Super Bowl was that? I don't remember that. Music is a world within itself with a language we all understand. Stevie Wonder. It's kind of like fighting. Universal language. Chris M says Sutton blame America for y'all not being bilingual or more. That's crazy. Every halftime has been for Americans. People all over the world watch football, though. Spread the musical wealth. I'm all for it. Hey, like I said, I'm going to watch and I'm going to listen, and hopefully I take something from it that I like. Listen, guys, I'm not saying that I'm closed-minded to it. If I was closed-minded to it, I'd be just like what Zaire Franklin is saying here. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to purposely, out of spite, turn my TV off and not watch the Super Bowl halftime show. That's not what I'm saying, guys. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want you guys to take that from me. I'm saying, again, I would prefer the halftime performance, right? It's just like if I was going to go to a concert that I was paying for, I'm not paying for a concert where I'm not going to be able to understand any of the lyrics. And I get it. I'm not paying per se to watch the Super Bowl outside of whatever streaming app is going to be on this year. I'm probably gonna have to sign up for a free trial, whatever. But pound for pound, I'm not paying for the Super Bowl to watch it. But it is still something that I have to invest my time in and my attention, and I will, and I will. I'm just saying I would not prefer. I mean, I feel like there's more acts in America that we have not gotten to yet that could have gotten that nod. I do. But again, I get it. Bad Bunny is one of the biggest artists in the world right now, probably top 3. And you pair that with the NFL wanting to expand internationally, which I don't have a problem with either. You know, this is what you get. I just don't know how far they're going to take it. Like next year, are they going to get somebody like one of the biggest French artists in the world? And then the year after that, they're going to get the biggest, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I would prefer if it was an English speaking act. That's just me. Feel how you want about it. Don't say don't say I'm talking like Bobby, Chris. Don't say I'm talking like Bobby. That's crazy. That's crazy. Eli, what up? Coach says I didn't watch last year, but I will this year. Last year was lit. Kendrick was lit. He was super lit. America is not a country. It is a continent. Get your geography game up. United States is a country. All right. United States is a country. Yes. Got you. Technically, he is an American citizen. Yeah, I mean, I said that. I know he's an American citizen. He's American and speaks English, but all of his songs are in Spanish. And I'm sorry, I just not being from there, I would just rather listen to English. Again, like I said, if I was closed-minded on it, then I could see some of you guys' points on like how I'm wilding right now, how I sound crazy, but I'm not closed-minded. I'm gonna watch it. I'm just saying I would prefer to watch an English speaker. Let me finish hearing what Zaire has to say.
Thank you. You took us out of here for the week. I'm clipping. Clip this up. we gone. You shit me.
Gonna do real good in the MAGA circles.
Oh my God.
Where you leaning?
What for the game?
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably lean Seattle. They just top 5 offense.
Me too. I'm definitely leaning Seattle. He gets into his pick here. We don't have to listen to that. But I do have Seattle winning that game. 70 people watching live. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Let me see. Glaucoma says, Sutton, you got to come down to Miami, bro. Bad Bunny in the club is life-changing. And I'm sure, but I don't be in the clubs like that anymore. I was never really a huge club goer, I always preferred a nice chill bar scene, sports bar scene where TV's up. I can watch different shit, that's going on and listen to some music at the same time. Never really been a big club goer. But yeah, I think you guys get my point there. Bad Bunny, salute to him, shout out to him. I've tried listening to him. Chris says you can blame America for Americans not being bilingual. I'll put it like this, though. And I'll leave it here. Are Spanish-speaking countries hiring American English-speaking acts to perform at their biggest, most prominent sporting events? Now, I don't know the answer to that, but if I had to guess, I would say no. And for the same reason that what I'm saying is like, why put this guy up here where literally, and I don't know exactly how many Spanish-speaking people are going to go to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of people around, the San Jose, California area who speak Spanish. It's a lot of people, a lot of Hispanics down there. But I would assume most of the people, because the Super Bowl is a corporate event, American corporate event. Most of the people who are going to be there probably still going to be American. Most of the people who are going to be there probably won't understand what Bad Bunny is saying. But hey, maybe they'll feel the vibe. Maybe they'll feel the energy. But I'm sure, here's one thing I'm sure of. I may not understand what Bad Bunny is saying at the Super Bowl, but I can guarantee you can bet your bottom damn dollar it's going to be a hell of a performance. Just performing, the choreography, you know what I mean? Like everything that goes into that is going to be crazy. I don't know about this whole dress thing, this wearing a dress thing. If that's true, then this is a whole different conversation, y'all. If he's actually going to get up there and wear a dress, this is a whole different conversation. I saw somebody mention this in Agenda. If that's the case, I can't argue that. But maybe that's another argument for another day. Again, salute to Bad Bunny. Salute to Bad Bunny. Eli says Sutton sounding like Freeze. Hey, look, I like Big Freeze, man. Freeze he be speaking his mind. He don't care what nobody think. You feel me? And Freeze is he's a guy on this podcast here, the Joe Budden podcast. So he's easily one of the most global superstars right now. You're right. But look, let's move on. I want to start with a little icebreaker topic. Icebreaker topic right there. It is going to be a great show, Herb. And, I'll definitely be there watching it front and center. I'm not going to not watch it out of spite. Like I said before, I'm not going to do that. But you guys know what time it is. You guys know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for a little bit of lemonade horror. Let's get it. Y'all know what time it is. I think last week we had a couple winners last week. Void was a big winner last week. Kenny was a big winner last week. Damn, I should have wrote these down. Stretch 52 was a big winner last week. Shout out to all three of y'all. Y'all had big weeks, man. Let's see if y'all can make it 2 weeks in a row. See if y'all can start off strong here on Liminal Horror. All right. So, let's get to it. Coach was a big winner. Coach, you were a big winner last week. I remember you came in a little bit late on the last one, but I think you went 3-0. I think you went undefeated. I want to say, or you might only have one loss. Can't remember. But Coach did have a pretty good week last week too. Let's get into the first Liminal Horror Challenge of this episode. I think it's going to be a red door, blue door. I'm not sure. Again, guys, full disclosure, I do not watch these videos before I load them up here. I try really, really hard to wait until we can all watch them together. You guys don't know how hard that is. It's a process, but I make it work. This is going to be the first one. I don't know exactly which one it is. I think it's a red door, blue door. Let's see.
Pick a door now.
Yep, it's a red door, blue door.
Opens. Your decision is final. The door you choose is where you will stay for the next 3 days.
All right. Where are you staying the next 3 days, y'all? Red door, blue door. Let me know. Put it in the chat. If you're part of the replay gang on this one, put it in the comments. And like I always say, be truthful, right? It's all in fun and games. Ain't no prizes being won, at least not yet, for this game. Wink, wink. I want to start doing something pretty fun with this sooner or later. I'm still trying to work through it, though. But for me on this one, I'm going to go with the... You know what? Give me the blue door. Give me the blue door on this one. I'm going to go with blue door on this one. Let me see what y'all are saying before we spin it. Let me see. What y'all going with? What y'all going with? Let me see. Asmodeus in the chat. What's going on, Asmodeus? Void says he's going red. Asmodeus says red. Chris says red. Zach rocking with me with the blue. Stretch rocking with me with the blue. Coach rocking with the blue. Kenny rocking with the blue. King Blaze says red. 86 Ghost. Team blue, baby. Glaucoma says blue. Taurus says red with the tired emojis already. Don't feel defeated already, man. Don't feel defeated already. King Blaze says red. Okay. Ashley says blue. Nah, Glaucoma, I'm picking blue, bro. I'm going blue. Herb says blue. All right. And don't put that bad juju on me, y'all. I had a pretty good week last week. I think all in all, I might have went like maybe a round or two, maybe just below 500. But I had a pretty good week, by my standards at least. By my standards, I had a pretty good week. So I'm going with Team Blue on this one. All y'all with Team Red. Let's see where y'all are going first. Again, you got to stay here for the next 3 days. Let's see where y'all staying.
3 days. Door 1. Ancient Polynesia. Warm islands surrounded by calm ocean. The climate is stable.
See?
The air is humid.
Come on, give me an entity.
Food is abundant.
Give me an entity.
Naturally. Fish are easy to catch. Fresh water flows from streams and rainfall. You may sleep in open shelters or on the beach. Sleep is uninterrupted. The nights are warm and quiet. There are no entities. Nothing hunts you. Nothing.
Well, y'all. Well, Team Blue, it looked like we already starting off bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. This should look like a whole vibe. A whole vibe.
Nothing watches you. Do not leave the island. Do not sail far from shore. Do not disturb sacred areas. Rest and enjoy your stay.
That looked like a W. I'm not gonna lie to you. That looked like a W. Let me see where we're going with Blue Door.
Cold land
Stone
with little
Age.
shelter.
Oh,
Weather
shit.
changes without warning. The environment is hostile. Food is difficult to find. Plants may be unsafe. Animals are fast and aggressive.
Bruh.
Water must be gathered carefully. You may shelter in caves or temporary structures. Shelter is unstable. Sleep is shallow and
No
dangerous.
entities, though?
There are no entities.
No
Dangerous
entities?
Animals roam constantly.
Dangerous
Exposure
animals,
is a threat.
though?
If you make noise, animals approach. If you stay still too long, you freeze. If storms arrive, shelter may fail. Do not travel at night. Do not cross open land alone. Do not waste fire. Survive.
It's
Your
up.
time starts now. Pick
It's
a
up.
door now.
Nah, yeah. Easily. Team Red. Shout out Team Red. That's 1-0 for y'all. Drop it in the chat. Drop your record in the chat. Your boy is 0-1. Your boy is 0-1. But it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. It's not about how you start. Honestly, it's not about how you start. It's about how you continue. How do you move forward, right? What's the way forward? And I think that, this week, I'm going to make a pact with myself to not get discouraged. Because sometimes I get discouraged. I start off 0-1, 0-2. I'm like, bro, I can't win none of these. But I'm not going to fall behind. I'm going to play the fail music. First one was a dud. That's okay, though. That's okay. Let me see the records in the chat. Chris 1-0. Asmodeus 1-0. Void 1-0. Glaucoma 0-1. Okay. Taurus 1-0. King Blaze 1-0. All right. Shout out to y'all. Round of applause for y'all. Clap it up. It's all right. All right, let's move on to the next one. That one was bad, but let's move on to the next one. Let's see.
Pick a door now before
All right.
either one opens. Your
Red door, blue door.
is final. The door you choose is where you will stay for the next 3 days.
3 days. Another 3 days, y'all. Where we going? I think I'm going to go with the red door. Give me the red door on this one. I'm going to switch it up early. Right? I'm not going to get too far in a hole going with one door. That's what I'm not going to do. Okay? I'm going to go with the red door. I got red. Calling my shot early in this one. I see everybody in the chat is saying blue. Taurus says red. Okay. I like that. Let me see. Anybody else say red? Are y'all all with blue? Damn. Y'all all picked the blue door? It's just me and Taurus? Okay. All right. Suit yourself. I mean, y'all know better than me, obviously. Y'all know better than me. Let's see. Asmodeus, where we staying next 3 days? Let's see.
3 days. Door 1, an endless meat processing facility.
Oh,
the building
shit.
is active. Machines never stop. Packaged food is found in storage
Okay,
rooms.
we got food.
Water comes from wall dispensers. You may sleep in locker rooms. Sleeping anywhere else is unsafe. An entity is present.
Oh,
it is called the supervisor. Its goal is to capture you and process you. It watches from overhead walkways. If you stop moving for too long, it notices. If alarms sound, hide. If it points at you, you have been selected. Do not enter red-marked rooms. Do not touch the conveyors. Do not remove safety gear. Remain productive. Remain unseen.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my gosh, dog. A meat packaging facility where we get food, but there's a monster called the supervisor who his whole goal is to process me, grind me up. All right, blue door. Let's just see what y'all got.
Door 2. Agora Hills. A quiet landscape of rolling green hills. A smooth path winds endlessly forward. Food appears once per day in a wooden basket beside the path. Fresh water flows along the ground. You may sleep anywhere.
I don't get
Sleep
it,
is
dog.
uninterrupted. There are no entities. You may leave the path as long as you can still see it. Do not dig. Do not search for an exit. Remain calm. Keep walking. Your time starts now.
Yep, that's a L. That's a L. I'm saying pause in the chat. You're right. I probably should have paused that last one. Grind me up is crazy. Man, dog. 0-2 start. 0-2 start. Hey, look. I got to give a quick apology. I gotta give a quick apology to all of y'all out there who, rock with me on my picks. I promise you, I don't mean to lead you astray. I promise you I don't. I promise you I'm trying my best. I will get better. I don't really know. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I be feeling like I'm cursed sometimes, dog. I be feeling like I'm cursed sometimes. So if y'all could just rock with me, man. Just rock with me. You feel me? I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. We still got 4 challenges left. Of course, we still got the bonus round, which y'all know counts for 2 W's. That bonus round counts for 2 wins. It don't count for 2 losses, only 2 W's. So we still got time to bounce back here. It's not about how you start. It's about how you continue. When you get knocked off that horse, you going to get back up on the horse, or you going to get trampled by the stampede like Mufasa. All right. 0-2 for your boy. 0-2 for your boy. Who 2-0 in the house? Ashley 2-0, King Blaze 2-0. Oh, wait, Ashley, you're not 2-0, are you? Chris 2-0. Okay. Ashley's 1-1. Got it. Void 2-0. Got you. Let me see. 1-1 for Coach. Okay. Asmodeus 2-0. Shout out to y'all. Man. Clap it up for everybody 2-0. Clap it up for everybody undefeated out there. It's not easy to do. Clearly. It's not easy to do. All right, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. Number three.
Pick a door. The door you choose will determine your fate for the next 48 hours. Door 1.
So irritated, dog. So irritated. I gotta win this one, dog.
Pick a door. The door you choose will determine your fate for the next 48 hours. Door 1.
Wait, did y'all see it? Y'all saw it. Oh, cheating. Nope, not doing it. Sorry, skipping it in the trash. We're going to the next one. Nope, skipping it. Re-put your answers in. We skipping that one. I don't care.
Choose a slide.
All right, here we go. We're going to go with this one instead. Red or blue, y'all? Red or blue? Red or blue? It showed a little hint. It went faster than it normally does. I didn't get to pause it before we picked. First one said something abandoned. I wasn't even about to mess with that because I already know that's an L right there. Red or blue on this one, yo? Red or blue on this one? Blue says choose me. Red has a ghost above it. Again, if we're going with our reverse psychology method, I'm going to go red again. I'm going to go red again. Here we go. Nah, I saw somebody say something abandoned. So it must have went a little bit too quick. But see, Void says red. Asmodeus says red. Coach says blue. Coach sticking with that blue now. He's sticking with that blue. Let me see. Stretch says red. Chris says red. Ghost says red. Glaucoma says red. King Blaze says blue. Taurus says red. Let me see. Zach says red. Yeah, it says the last one was an abandoned circus. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. That's automatically an L right there. I'm going red, though. I'm going red on this one. I'm going team red. Let's see what we got. Team red. Which we going down the red slide? Where we staying?
Your choice will determine your life for the next 100 days. You can't...
100 days? Damn. All right, so red slide. We got to be here for 100 days. Where we at?
Do your decision. Welcome to the Isles of Eternity.
Okay.
A chain of endless islands surrounded by calm, silent oceans.
Okay.
Everything feels peaceful. The sky is clear, the air is warm, and
yeah.
time seems to stand still. Friendly monkey-like creatures named Mokai live here. They are gentle, curious, and always happy to help you. They can even bring you from island to island, guiding you across the endless sea. Every island offers plenty of food. Palms and bushes grow strange, healthy fruits that do not exist in your world. On each island, there is a small cabin with a counter inside. A larger Mokai stands behind it and serves you unlimited food and supplies. Enjoy your time.
This is a W. That's a W. Team Red, we up, baby. Team Red, we up. That's a W for me. I'll take it. I will take it. Let's go. Let's go. Team Red. Team Red. I'm 1 and 2, baby. Last one didn't count, so don't count the last one on your record if you did pick. Okay? Don't count that one. That was my bad. It spun a little bit too fast. It normally doesn't go that fast. But I'm going to go. I went red with this one. That's a W. Let's see where the blue door people at, though. Void, you're not counting the third one. You're 3-0. You're 3-0, Void. All right, blue slide, where y'all at? This is about to be crazy. This is about to be some crazy shit.
Welcome to the back rooms.
Yes, sir.
You are surrounded by hallways that never seem to end. The air is dirty, and an unpleasant smell follows you everywhere. In many corridors, you will see dark figures with glowing eyes. They stand still, watching you. Do not look into their eyes. That could provoke them. But somehow some areas are clean and strangely quiet. You can even find a food bar offering free food. At first, you feel relieved until you see who is behind the counter.
Shit.
The creature behind the bar is known as Entity D34D. Entity D...
Hey, blue people. Hey, blue slide. This is where y'all gotta get y'all food from. 100 days, remember that. This is where you gotta stay for 100 days. Dealing with this motherfucker.
D34D will not sell you anything, and the closer you get, the more hostile it becomes. Surviving here will be extremely difficult. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Team Red, we up, baby. We up, baby. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Shit. 1 and 2, baby. I'll take it. I will take it. Boy says, nah, I called my shot early. We ain't counting it, bro. We ain't counting it, dog. Man, that's crazy, though. That's crazy. Team Blue, how y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? If you undefeated, put it in the chat. I know Void undefeated, 3-0, not 4-0. Chris, undefeated, 3-0. Okay, congratulations to you, Chris. Asmodeus, 3-0. Got you, okay. Clap it up for y'all, man. Clap it up for y'all. Not easy to do. I might got to take y'all to the casino this weekend. Might got to do it. All right, let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. We got two more. I can still go above 500, especially with that bonus round. So let's see. Next one.
Pick a door.
So these not red or blue. All right, left or right? We're going to go left or right on this one. Left or right? We're going to go left and right. Left or right on this one? Which one? Let me know. Put it in the chat. I ain't responding till y'all respond. Asmodeus says, I don't do casinos. Underground illegal poker? Count me in. All right, Chauncey Billups. Let me see. Left or right, y'all? Left or right? Let me see. I'm going to go... You know what? I'm gonna go left on this one, y'all. I'm gonna go left on this one. I'm left-handed, right? I'm left-handed. Much like Ravens' new head coach Jesse Minter. That means something. Don't let him tell you any different. I'm left-handed. I'm gonna go with the left door on this one. It says help on it. It's got this tall, slender man type entity, but I'll take that over the short clown. I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna go left in this one. Asmodeus, don't be like that. Chris, don't be like that. Y'all can rock with me. I'm on a one round win streak. You feel me? Let me see. Coach rocking with me says left. Void says left. Herb says right. Kenny says right. Blaze says right. Stretch says right. Okay. Glaucoma says left. 86 Ghost says right. Where are the undefeated people at? Asmodeus is undefeated. He says left. Okay. All right. Chris is undefeated. She says left. Okay. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me see. Tori says right. Oh, you can't switch it up, Taurus. You know the rules. Taurus. You can't switch it up. Once you put that in the chat, it is final, my guy. It's final. Ashley says right. King Blaze says right. Chris says that's not a heater. Herb says, Sutton, if you were to play basketball, do you shoot with your right? I do. So I am ambidextrous. I shoot with my right. I throw a football with my right. I just eat and I write with my left. That's weird, right? Super weird. But yes. But okay, I'm going left on this one. Let's see.
The door you choose will determine where you stay for the next
24 hours. Okay, so it's only a day. I think, we got to start taking these time frames into consideration. Because if it's only 24 hours, certain things you can probably survive. But there's normally one clear, better option than the other. So let's see. Team left, where are we going? 24 hours.
Door 1. Silent screams.
Oh, shit.
You are locked in a rotting 19th century mansion located deep in the woods where the sun never rises. The electricity here is weak, so the lights are dull, and nothing really works how it's supposed to.
It's 24 hours.
There are rations of food and water located in different spots
entities
around the house, but it's not much. Eventually, the lights will go out. Hide immediately. The entities are looking for you.
Wait, hold on. Entities, plural? That is Is that a nigga standing over the bed? Y'all see them legs? Hold on.
They are said to be tall, skinny, and quicker than humans. If you are not hidden and they see you, God help your soul.
I can't help but think that's a L. That's a bona fide L right there. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Team right door, what y'all got?
Door 2. The theme park. You are trapped in an infinite foggy amusement park where the rides run forever. There are stands everywhere that have food, drinks, and even games. A short clown follows you around wherever.
Little entity clown in the picture. Okay.
Go. He will try his hardest to make you laugh. Do not. If you let out a single giggle, the park goes dark and he stops smiling.
Okay. Hey, look now. That ain't the best option either. Now, I will give y'all the win. I'll give y'all the W, team right door. I'll give y'all the W because as long as you don't laugh at the clown or laugh with the clown, whatever, the park doesn't go dark. But the fact that he follows you around for 24 hours just trying to make you laugh, and if you laugh, the park goes completely dark, and I guess he kills you. But, I think that's a W. That's a W for team right door. That's a W. Shout out to everybody who picked the right door. I did not. Now my only hope at going 500 on the day is if I win the bonus round, I can get 2 wins off of that and I can go 3-3. Right now, your boy is 1-3. Your boy 1-3 right now. Coach 1-3 with me. King Blaze 3-1. 86 Ghost 3-1. Anybody undefeated? Anybody undefeated still? Chris so mean to me. It's crazy. It's crazy. The Suttonism strikes again. Yeah, bro. I don't know what it is, dog. I don't know what it is. Anybody 4-0? Anybody 4-0? Nobody's 4-0. Damn. Everybody got an L today. Okay. Okay. At least I'm not alone, right? At least I'm not alone. All right. ISO hasn't gone yet. Okay. What's up, ISO? All right. Well, guys, we got one more. We got one more. And you guys know it's the bonus round. This one counts for 2. See if some of y'all can go over 500. Let's see if some of y'all can get to 500. And y'all know what the bonus round is. Y'all know what it is. It's going to be a hide and pray. Ashley's 2-2. Shout out to you. It's not bad. Let me see.
Quickly.
All right. Y'all know the drill. Michael Myers is after us. You got to pick a number and hope Michael Myers does not find your number. Normally on these, he leaves about 3. He leaves about 3 numbers. Throw your number in the chat. What you going with? And what you pick is final. Remember, once you put it in that chat, is final. The bonus round. If you win this one, it counts for 2 wins on your record. So those of y'all who are 1-3 like me, you got a shot. You got a shot to at least go 500 on the day. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. I'm going to personally, let me see. He's probably going to come in at that door between 2 and 3 at the bottom of the screen. Let me see. I feel like he definitely going to get 10 in that big ass bedroom. 8 on the balcony don't seem like a bad play though. Let me think about that one. 8 out on the balcony, because to get to 8, you got to get to 7 first. Right? I feel like he's going to kill 7 and then rotate back inside the house and not get to number 8. I'm going to pick number 8. I'm going to pick 8. 8 out on the balcony should be relatively safe unless somebody rat him out. That's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to go with. Let me see. Let me see what y'all saying in the chat. 8 getting thrown off. Ooh, that would suck. Hopefully just don't go out on the balcony. Coach says 9. Where 9 at? I don't know, Coach. Then again, he do got to get through like 2-3 doors, and he got to get to 10 before 9. So maybe that's not a bad pick. Maybe that's not a bad pick. Let me see. 5. Okay. Let me see. 5. I don't know. I think 5 is cooked. I'm not gonna lie to you. 8. ISO rocking with me. Okay. Smart man. All right. I see y'all. I see some 5s. Like a couple 5s. 9. Let me see. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go 8. I think that's gonna be one of the surviving numbers. Again, this is the bonus round. If you win this one, it counts for 2 wins on your record. Your boy is 1-3. I'm trying to get to 500. Let me see. Let's go. Uh-oh. Please don't go straight for 8. Okay, 7 out of here. 7 was obvious to me. 10 cooked. I knew it. Oh, non-sneeze? Coach, why you had to sneeze, man? Why you had to sneeze?
Yo, Ryan, they found us, bro.
Bro,
Yo,
what
Ryan,
are you doing? What are you doing, dog? Bro, I know this motherfucker did not just say, hey, bro, they found us, bro. They found it. Bro, go out on your shield. What are we doing? Bruh. Five cooked. Oh, I know 3 did not call 4 and 4's phone went off. That's wild. So only 2 numbers won. Number 2 and number 3. Wow, bro. Wow. That was actually crazy, y'all. That was crazy. I thought it was going to be 3 left. But there's only 2 numbers, 2 and 3. Y'all got the W. Who picked 2? Who got 3? Who Who picked that one? King Blaze? Was that you? Was that you? Damn, no. They did not have to do that. Hold on. Let me go back and see. Okay, I see I put in the chat. 5 and 1s. Hold on, let me just go back and see how mine got murked. Cause that was some wild shit, bro. Why would you, if you number 1 and he finds you, why would you just walk to where I'm at so he can kill both of us? Nigga, go out on your shield. Look at this. Look at this.
Yo, Ryan, they found us, bro.
Look at this dumbass nigga. Bro.
Yo, Ryan, they found us, bro.
Bruh. I cannot, bro. Well, your boy is 1 and 4 on the day. 1 and 4 on the day so far. Not so far. That was it. That was the last challenge of the day. Let me see y'all records. Drop your record in the chat. Let me see. Void 4 and 1. Taurus 3 and 2. King Blaze says 5 and 1. 86 Ghost 5 and 1. King Blaze, yes, sir. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Zach 5 and 1. Hey, Zach low key nice at these games, bro. Zach is low key nice. Whenever he in here, he nice. He nice. Void says I called Sutton's record. Check the receipts. You did say I was gonna go 1 and 4. You did say that. You did say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know how you did that, but that's crazy. That's crazy. Chris went 3 and 2. Okay, not a bad day. Over 500. Everybody who go over 500, hey, shout out to you. I got to give a round of applause. It's not easy to do. It ain't easy. That's not easy to do. We didn't have anybody go undefeated today, but that's okay. That's okay. Because we got a couple of 5 and 1s. King Blaze, shout out. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Herb went 4 and 2. Shout out to you. Ashley says 3 and 2. Yeah, man. ISO joined late, but went winless at the same time. It'd be like that, dog. It'd be like that. That's crazy, though. That's crazy. I thought the balcony was going to be safe. But honestly, that was the obvious, like, I should have known that, like, he was going to find his way out there at some point. But the fact that 1 just did me so dirty. And then I think 4 called 5. I think that was those two numbers. 4 called 5. And then, oh my gosh. Definitely pulled a John Harbaugh. For sure. For sure. Your boy 1 and 4 on the day. All I can hope for is to bounce back tomorrow. I think I will. I got to be better, though. I got to be better. But that was the Liminal Horror Challenge for the day, episode 27. Again, shout out to everybody for participating. Shout out to everybody for participating. Please, please, please make sure you leave a like on this video, y'all. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new here to Sutton Reactions. And by the way, if you are watching on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel, shout out to you. Shout out to the Rain Gang. But make sure you click on the link in the description on this video so you can come over to the Sutton Reactions channel and watch the stream from there. That way you can join the live interactive chat right underneath me here. Maybe I should just stop playing the game, right? Maybe I should just let y'all play and maybe I'll just be the judge. Maybe I'll just be the judge from here on out because obviously this ain't my game. This ain't my game, y'all. I mean, I consistently go sub 500 in this game. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, I know it's just a game of like sheer luck pretty much, but like, bro, for me to consistently be this bad, it's got to be studied. It's got to be studied. It's craziness, craziness. All right, y'all, let's move on. Herb says, son, I'm gonna work on your beat today. Oh, me. I'd appreciate that. Hey, we might have a little new theme music coming from Herb. Let's see. Yeah, he's a producer. We might have a little theme music coming from Herb. That'd be cool. That'd be super duper cool. Shout out to Herb, man. Shout out to Herb. We got to get some moderators in this chat too. I keep forgetting about that. We got to get some mods up in here. I'll probably assign those today. I'll probably do that after this episode. All right. So let me see. Let's get into some more football talk. A lot of y'all are football fans. This one's coming from a guy I know a lot of y'all aren't really fond of. It's going to be another Emmanuel Acho clip. But in this one, he's talking about black coaches in the NFL. As we all know, this time around, this hiring cycle, wasn't a whole lot of black coaches hired. As a matter of fact, I think the only black head coach that was hired was Robert Saleh. So there's been a lot of talk around, the league and stuff like that. It's like, oh, is the Rooney Rule actually even working? Are teams just using it to check a box? Like, what is going on to where black coaches aren't getting hired? I think black coaches they make up like what, 12% of the head coaches. I think there's only maybe like 3, to be honest with you, in the league right now. If I'm not mistaken, you got Saleh, you got Aaron Glenn, right, with the Jets. And you got who else? I think I'm missing one. But I don't know. It's not a whole lot. But here's Emmanuel Acho talking about black coaches.
The DEI backlash is a macrocosm of the micro issue, right? People say the micro.
Oh, hold on.
The DEI backlash is a
D'Amico Ryans,
macrocosm of the micro issue, right? People say the microcosm, it's a macrocosm. The DEI backlash, I think, has everything to do with the lack of black coaches, because if you really think about it, I think right now, owners, general managers are just hiring the best person for the job. But here's the problem. If you're only hiring the best person for the job, and the jobs have historically been filled by non-black people, and you continue to hire the best person for the job, and they continue to be filled by non-black people, then you're only going to perpetuate the fact that there are not black head coaches. You're only going to perpetuate. So when people are like, hire the best person for the job, I understand that. But that's just perpetuating 1950 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90 cyclical issues. So you can't, if you really want to change the lack of diversity in the NFL with the coaches, you can't just hire the best person for the job that you see. You feel me? Yeah. You actually have to interview candidates and look at candidates you might not necessarily see. So I don't even know if the NFL, in my mind, is doing enough to increase diversity, because at the end of the day, what you want owners to do, and you can only force owners' hand so much. T, you remember when you get like compensatory picks for having like a black coach on staff? And then more,
you get an extra third rounder, I believe.
An extra third rounder.
Yeah.
Right? So like the NFL has already tried to incentivize teams by saying, hey, yo, if y'all have a black coach, we'll give you an extra draft pick.
That's real.
It's real, but eventually I just think that rubber meets the road, if you will. So I don't know if.
So that was the gist of it, y'all. Emmanuel Acho's basically, he's not really giving any answers here, but he is raising the point that, there is an issue in the NFL right now with the lack of black head coaches. Like I said, I think there's only 3 or 4 in the league right now. And it doesn't really seem like we're trending in the right direction to get more of them hired. Now, where I think the big issue lies is that when you look at the players in the National Football League, I think the percentage is around 60% or more of NFL players. The number might actually even be higher. 60% or more of NFL players are black. But 10, 12% of coaches, head coaches that is, are black. Why is that? What does that tell you? What does that say? I'm going to say this, and I've said this before. The NFL is a good old boys club. What does that mean for those of you guys who don't know? It's a bunch of older white men, and this is just a fact, older white men who have all of the power, all of the control, all of the say-so over the teams in this league. And you would think one might come to this conclusion that, well, if 60% plus of the players in this league are black, why aren't 60% plus of the coaches black? Or hell, even maybe just 50%, maybe just half and half, maybe 40%, right? But I think the answer really lies in this here. I think it's the fact that subconsciously, these older white owners, right, they recognize that black players and black people are pound for pound simply more athletic by and large than most other races. And the reason why you know this is because you can look at certain positions that are played in the NFL. Look at positions like cornerback, right? Look at positions like, linebacker. For the most part, and especially DBs just in general. I mean, outside of what the Eagles got going on with Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship, you don't really see too many white DBs. And people tend to say that DB is one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL. You have to be crazy athletic to play corner. And it's no surprise, it's mainly black guys playing that position. So the fact that these NFL teams are willing to recognize that black people, by and large, do have an, I guess you could say an athletic gene that maybe some other races don't, I think that bothers them a little bit. I think that bothers them just a little bit. Maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot. But I think it also does it happens subconsciously. I'm not in those rooms, I'm not in those spaces, so I don't know exactly what those conversations are like. But we've seen emails. We've seen things get leaked over the years and whatnot. You guys remember the whole prisoners can't be running the prison. Whoever said that, I can't remember exactly who it was. Was it John Gruden? It was somebody. But there's been things that have leaked over the years that kind of let you know very subtly how the league views the racial dynamics in the company. Black players or black people, you guys are going to be on the field. You guys are going to be the product on the field. You guys put on the best performance on the field, but we don't really like that our white sons and grandsons and little cousins and friends and whatnot, we don't like that a lot of them are getting beat out for these wide receiver positions, these nowadays even quarterback positions, these DB positions. We don't like a lot of our younger white family members or whatever, people who were close to getting beat out by black players. So what are we going to do? We're going to position our race. I'm talking from that good old boys club again, the old white men up in those buildings. We're going to position our race to be at the forefront of leadership, leading, overseeing these black players. Again, it's the whole prisoners not running the prison thing all over again. And the NFL can do what they want with the Rooney Rule and things like this, but it will never, unless something drastically changes and you start getting some more black owners, and I don't know who's selling the team to who, because they all have control over that. Typically, it's passed down through the family. So until you see more black owners in the NFL, which I don't think that there are any right now, correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to see the same stuff. You're going to see more white people in positions of leadership and power, and you're going to see more black people on the field. Again, I think that the perfect kind of way to look at it is like, look at the quarterback position. It's changing. It's changing right before our eyes. There's a reason why guys like Lamar Jackson face so much criticism. There's a reason why guys like Cam Newton, Michael Vick back in the day, you know what I mean? All these guys faced a massive amount of criticism and doubt. We've seen it. Because quarterback is the last position that I felt like white people were holding on to. And again, I don't mean to sound racist, prejudiced, anything like that. I'm just calling it for what the hell it is. That's what it all boils down to. I don't think that they like that black people are taking over their last kind of claim to fame on the field, the quarterback position. So they'll be damned. A lot of these owners will be damned if they're going to let a head coach that runs their team be black. Because I think the idea is that, hey, black players are more athletic. White people, you guys can get in the front office. You guys use your brain power, whatever. Which is gross, quite frankly, to me. But I think that's what it boils down to. That's how these owners are moving. That's what they're thinking. And that's why you see what you see in the National Football League right? That's what you see. And why the dynamics are how they are. I'm sorry, I was ignoring the chat for a little bit. It kind of went off on a rant right there. Let me see. Who's the black owner? I think it's one, right? I was going to say, I think there might be one or two, maybe. Riley Moss, okay. Texans owner, got it. Cooper DeJean is not black, I know that. We dominate the skill positions in the NFL. This is true. Irv says, I won't forget that Acho crashed out on one of the Joy jokes and ended the show early. Oh yeah, he was definitely getting busy with Joy Taylor. Definitely getting busy. Stretch 52 says, until government gets involved or their bottom dollar takes a big hit, things will not change. Yeah, and that's the thing. Their bottom dollar will not take a big hit because they're only growing by the day. You know what I mean? That's clear and obvious by all the Amazon deals, the Netflix deals. They might be on HBO next. I mean, they're doing, I don't know if they've done games on YouTube yet. I'm not sure. But there's just too much money. The sport is just ever growing. It's growing. Void says they have a solid hold on the offensive line to an extent, I would say. They do. A bunch of those corn-fed boys from the Midwest, yeah, they real good on that line. I'm not going to lie to you. Shoot, the Ravens need some of those boys. I'm not going to lie. As Modi says, I don't think the NFL would sell to anyone who's a person of color. They're privately owned too, so it's difficult to disprove, much like Brian Flores' lawsuit. Yeah, I mean, they want to maintain the power. That's all it is. That's all it is right there. Stretch 52 says we should make our own league. You know, the problem with that is that it would be so undermined by the National Football League. I mean, if there was any time to do that, it would have been, circa 2016, somewhere in there, around the Colin Kaepernick days when, And what's funny? Like the NFL nowadays, they have all these anti-racism initiatives and whatnot. You see the end racism thing on the field and on the helmets and stuff like that, which is cool. Because I think that at face value, it spreads a message, right? For somebody who might have never watched the NFL before, knows nothing about it. You turn on an NFL game or you walk into a friend's house, they got one on, and you see end racism in the end zone and see it on the back of everybody's helmet. You might say, oh, the NFL is an upstanding company. I like the NFL. They've got their head on straight. But behind closed doors, some of the most racist motherfuckers. I'm telling you. And again, we know because of some of these leaked texts and emails and things that have come out over the years, they're definitely playing favorites. That's for sure. But let's move on here. We still got some more to get into, y'all. Let's see. I found this video interesting. This woman was talking about how Gen Z kids have this sort of, how do you say, barista mindset. Right? They have a barista mindset. And I was like, what the heck is a barista mindset?
I'm struggling with Gen Z learned helplessness.
Okay, I actually think I can explain. Gen Z has permanent barista mindset in so many ways. I say barista just because I was a barista, not like picking on that specific job, because there's a lot of like entry-level minimum wage jobs that are like this, where you go to work, you're told exactly what to do, and the job is like, I take an order, I make an order, and if I'm told on the spot to go do something
take the order, put the fries in the bag,
else, I go do something else. Your first job, at least for most people, doesn't require a whole lot of initiative because your decision making is bad and they usually don't want you to take much initiative. If you have a manager who's super on your case, like you might learn to be proactive about cleaning or refilling stock or whatever, but you will go most shifts without having any serious problems. And if you do have a problem, there's probably a manual for it. So this barista mindset is perfectly fine for that level, but you have to like actively choose to leave it behind when you go onto the corporate world or entrepreneurship or anything beyond that level. And this matters because then you have a lot of young people showing up to office jobs going, okay, tell me what to do. Not just their first day, but every day. And honestly, you shouldn't even be in that mindset on day one. I onboarded an older Gen X lady, and she had done so much proactive research and reading and all that sort of stuff on like what we do that by the time I was going over things with her, I was like, wow, this is ridiculously impressive, and this is a wake-up call. You are so insanely prepared. And that was on her first day. So I can't fault young people for not knowing this off the bat. Like, these things have to be learned. Everyone begins with barista mindset, and you have to get out of it. But she's completely right. People aren't getting out of it, largely because in this culture, we're told that these sorts of shortcomings are part of your personality. But letting this sort of thing be permanent is absolutely dooming to your professional career because no one is ever going to spoon feed you growth.
I'm struggling.
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. I mean, she was low-key speaking facts, though. Basically, what she's saying here in this video is that, when you are first starting an entry-level job, say around 16, 17, all the way through maybe 20 years old, before you graduate college, whatever. Normally, you're working a job that is very linear in its nature. And by that, it just means like, hey, you do A, you do B, then you do C, then you do X, Y, and Z. And it's all the same stuff all day, every day. It's literally like take the order, put the fries in the bag, give it to the customers. Okay, now I got to go clean the grill. Now I got to go stock the shelf here. And you just know exactly what to do. You're told, you're spoon-fed directions on a daily basis. Or maybe not even on a daily basis. You just understand the finite amount of tasks that must get done. And that's basically what most entry-level jobs are. Fast food, retail, stuff like that. For the most part, that's what those jobs entail. But when you move up the ladder and you get into the corporate world and you start working in, office jobs and things like that, where your role maybe is a little bit more nuanced. That's where you kind of have to drop that barista mindset where you just think, okay, every day I'm going to show up, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and that's it. You have to drop that mindset because these roles are more nuanced. There's tasks that come in that, you've never seen before, like daily. This happens. And this is somebody, I've worked in multiple office settings before. That's exactly how it is. And to her point of, Gen Z never really being able to leave that sort of mindset where it's like, okay, I know exactly what I have to do every single day at work. That is a fact. I've seen that in real time. People get into these office jobs where, maybe they were working at Starbucks for a couple of years, or maybe they were working at, I don't know, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, whatever. And then they get into these jobs where their role is not just to do X, Y, and Z, and every day is different. And you actually have to take some initiative and go out and find the work in a way. People struggle with that. Like they want somebody telling them exactly what to do. They want a manual that tells them exactly how to do it and basically just get their hand held. And she makes a point about how, that type of behavior and mindset and thought process is validated nowadays for kids because you're told that, hey, like nothing's wrong with you, right? This is just part of your personality. You are a type this person. There's some sort of some other therapy speak term to use. This is just your personality. This is what you're meant to do. How dare this job ask you to, what have you gotten done today? Or have you worked on this? Or how is this coming along? You know what I mean? And people just kind of internalize that and say, okay, the problem is not me, it's the job. When the problem is actually you. You got to grow up out of that barista mindset. You got to transition into the real world where there are real problems, daily problems that come in. And these problems, again, they're nuanced. They're ever changing. And you have to be able to adapt on the fly. Adaptability is not the strong suit of a lot of these younger generations. It's not. Now, what I will say is this. It's not just Gen Z. She brings up an example of a Gen Xer, which I can't remember the year range for that generation, but she brought up an example of a Gen Xer who she was onboarding to her office job. And the Gen Xer showed up super prepared, knew exactly, she did her research beforehand and you could tell she was just going to smoke the role. That's not every Gen Xer either. Because again, I've worked in office buildings where you have Gen Xers who just show up and collect the check. Unless they're told to do something directly, they're just going to show up and collect the check, especially if they know that they can kind of hide at that job. Gen Xers, boomers who work in office settings, they are professional hiders. They be in their little cubicle or their little office and just act busy all day. That's a skill, acting busy. And I've seen people do it all the time. Hell, I've done it. I even adopted it after like a year into my office job. And I realized, like, okay, not everything is like super, super urgent. It's not always fast, right? Sometimes you just act busy. You just collect the check. You don't know how many times. You don't know how many times I sat at my desk for an entire workday and just had my email up, had a little program off to the side, and was watching YouTube. I was probably watching Sip to Tally films on YouTube, or I was probably watching Engraven videos or whoever else, watching Ravens content and stuff like that, getting ready for tonight's episode of PRP. That's just how it goes in some of these office jobs. So it's not just Gen Xers who do it. I mean, not Gen Xers. It's not just Gen Zers who kind of have that mindset of like, hey, unless I'm told something concrete to do, then I'm not going to do it. It's everybody, right? It's everybody. Let me see what y'all are saying in here. Let me see what y'all saying in here. Run off a script. Yep. Kenny says, I'm not going to lie. On my job, I'd rather get told what to do than be on my own because I will most likely don't want to do nothing. And that's the thing. If you're not like the proactive, self-starter, all the time type of person, then yeah, you probably want, hey, look, boss, what you want me to do today? Okay, X, Y, and Z task. Okay, I'm going to get that done. I'm going to bring it back to you. It'll be finished. Or you could take the initiative and say, hey, look, I know X, Y, and Z needs to be done. Let me go ahead and do it to the best of my abilities. And some people even go a step further. They go above and beyond the tasks. I mean, either way, I mean, again, a job is a job. If they're asking you to do A, B, C, or X, Y, and Z, just get it done and just collect that check. Trust me, I get it. But yeah, no, I kind of feel you there, Kenny. I kind of feel you there. It just makes it easier. It makes it a smoother workday. Let me see. I would say that's more due to social media being run on a script. You expound on that, Stretch? That's interesting. As Modia says, as someone who works in the corporate, you need to have the entry-level job in a similar way. A different angle of looking at this is it's making the lack of training in corporate environment the norm. Now, that is a fact. That is a fact. The onboarding process in corporate, and I actually worked in government, right? The onboarding process is lackluster to say the least. Part of my job was onboarding people when I last worked in an office. And the kind of guidelines to onboarding people didn't really give them any concrete sort of direction on what exactly they need to be doing, when they need to be doing it, how they need to be doing it. None of that. It's just kind of like you're expected to come in and take that initiative from day one. You should be able to fill the role that the last person, left. That's basically what it is. Somebody's at my door. I think my girl, she ordered some groceries. So that's why you hear Ace in the background, because somebody's knocking at my door. Anywho, let me continue seeing what you guys are saying here. Mike says, I'm dealing with this as a manager. Okay, Mike. Says, I make my own agenda because I know what needs to be done. I got this 25-year-old that I have to remind what he could be working on every day. So you get it. You get it. You get it. But that's what it is. When you're at work, a lot of us just coast. I mean, I think we're all guilty of it at some point, right? We all just kind of coast. We just want to show up, collect the check, and go home. The difference is you can't necessarily coast in an entry-level environment like a McDonald's, like fast, anything like that. It's all fast-paced. You know exactly what you're doing. Honestly, you turn your brain off for most of the day, and you just kind of like are doing things. You low-key feel like a zombie. So when you do get into that office setting, or you do get into that setting where, your role is a little bit more, and I'll keep using this word, nuanced, than just bagging fries or flipping burgers or whatever it may look like, you kind of just like, okay, what the hell am I supposed to do? Because every day looks different. So it's like, what am I doing today? Interesting stuff. Is it a barista mindset, or is it the lack of corporate training, or a bit of both? It's both. It's both. It's 100% both, Ismodius. Because I do think that younger adults are being spoon-fed this idea by social media, and this is maybe what Stretch was saying, are being spoon-fed this idea that, yeah, when you go to work, I mean, it's just work. Like, it just, you show up, you clock in. If nobody tells you what to do, I'm just going to sit there like Will Smith with my hands in my pockets looking around. All right. I know what my role is. I know what I could be doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm waiting for somebody to come tell me, you know? And that's just what I need as a Gen Z, as a whatever. Like, I need somebody for my personality type. I need you to tell me what to do. But it's also at the same time a lack of corporate training. Corporate training needs to, I think, adapt and adjust to the newer working class American. And not even just Americans, you know, just across the world. Whew. Lord have mercy. Chris M says, I watch movies / read books and watch YouTube all day. Work gets done in between. My work is client focused. No client, no focus. Yeah, I like that. See? And see, this is why Chris is able to watch these streams midday. Yep. See, I've been there. I've been there. Let me see. Void says, can't speak for most of Gen Z, but where I work, I open the store. Can't really afford this mindset where my hand is held because for a good bit, I'm working alone. Let's see. Void is Gen Z, and he's giving us his perspective there. I like that. Working alone. Now I'm kind of intrigued to know like what you do. Don't put it in the chat, but I'm intrigued though. Let me see. All right. Dang, chat going crazy. Okay, so Stretch, he clarifies here. He says, I was saying due to social media and kids getting phones earlier in age, we grow up scrolling on feeds and following trends that it leads to other areas in life. That's interesting. I guess we have to have a conversation about what trends, you know, and you know, because what would that outside of like, you know, your average TikTok girl like this, much like her, telling you that, hey, look, all your feelings are valid. If you're feeling, you know, even less than 100%, then don't do anything today. You know what I mean? Like, is it those type of trends that people are following, or is it just the anti-establishment trends that people are following? I'm not sure, but I think you're onto something there. I think you're onto something. Know your job, know your role, then do it. Simple. Yeah. It's true. All right, y'all, let's move on. That was a good topic, though. I like that topic. All right. You know, we got to get into y'all boy Cam Newton, man. You know we got to get into y'all boy Cam Newton. He's back wilding again. Cam Newton is back wilding again. No surprise to anybody. Shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, at least. Today, or I think this was last week, he was talking about platonic relationships. And I think this is a topic we touched on a couple of weeks ago. But Cam Newton has brought it back to the forefront of attention on the internet, and it is going crazy pretty much everywhere I've seen it on my timeline. So I'm going to share it with y'all. Let's see what old Cam Newton has to say about having female friends.
You have any platonic relationships in your life right now?
With a woman?
Yeah.
No.
Is that by choice?
I'm not about to be around no woman platonically. Listen.
We got to unpack this, Cam. Why?
Because
the fact that he said platonically. This man Cam Newton, man, he's got a future in this podcast and stuff, or this, like, you know, whatever this is. He's got a future in it. If he just keeps giving these hot takes, man, he's going to be around for a long time.
Because I'm not about to play them type of games.
Is it self-control?
Call it what you want.
I'm asking.
It's self-control.
Call it may be self-control.
I'm asking.
If she fine, I'm not about to have her around playing like I don't think that she's attractive.
Is it possible to think someone's attractive and still behave yourself?
Yes.
Do you have control of them thoughts?
Yes. But I'm not about to play them games.
What game is it?
The game of saying, hey, we not about to be friends. I don't have good-looking women that's friends.
First of all, I know that every single woman who considers herself a friend of Cam Newton was probably terrified watching this video.
Around me.
So
no.
Just all the do you have any ugly ones? I gotta ask.
I don't even have women friends, bro. Respectfully.
Why? I understand you saying you're not finna play this game, but Cam, you're a smart man. I'm gonna need you to go deeper than that.
Yeah, we're gonna go deep. I know me.
You know you, okay?
I know me.
And what that mean?
That means if I'm around a woman long enough, I'm going to find something good in her that attracts me.
Okay, and when you're attractive, what then happens? When you're attractive.
I think Cam has just got a terrible case of the horny. That's what it is. A horrible case of the horny. That's what it boils down to for me, because I think that you can be attracted to someone without having to act on any sort of physical or like sexual attraction. Like, honestly, you think about it like this. If you're a man and you meet another man and you guys hit it off, you guys are talking, you guys become friends, something about that man, whether it be like his interest in sports, the same sports that you're interested in, whether it be he's interested in cars, whether it be, this or that, like he's just overall just a good dude, right? You're going to be attracted to that person. Take gender out of it, right? You're going to be like if you have friends of the same sex, you are attracted to those friends. Maybe not physically, maybe not sexually, but maybe mentally, maybe emotionally, whatever. Something. There's a reason why you're friends. There's a reason why you are drawn to that person. Same thing for women. If you have other women friends, there's a reason why you're drawn to those women. Either because, again, you share the same interests, you done been through something together, whatever. Not every attraction has to be physical, is what I'm saying.
What didn't happen?
Sex.
Oh, God damn, Cam.
See? Terrible case.
Cam, this is a bigger issue than I thought we had here.
So, understanding that I know what's to come from a platonic situation, I don't even play. No, I don't do that. Baby, you too fine for me. We're not doing that.
Interesting.
No.
So I mean, I guess he's saying he does have some self-control. If he's acknowledging to himself, he knows himself well enough to know that if he meets a physically attractive woman, he can't control himself to not want to actually like take things up further. Never. I mean, and it really kind of speaks to what he feels about women in general. If you ask me, it really speaks to how he feels about women in general, because he's not looking at them as like a normal human being who you can do and talk about other things outside of sex with. That's basically what he's saying here.
Oh, okay. If I take the word friendship off of the table, do you have platonic relationships in your life that involve women?
I just told you, I don't have no attractive woman that I'm cool with that I do not have plans on stabbing.
Now that's crazy. That last line is crazy. The stab line is insane. Insane. Because that tells me this. I think Cam Newton looks at sex as something done to women and not done with women. That's what that tells me, for one. Now, when you look at just the person, Cam Newton is a... How do I say? Cam Newton has, for all his life, been probably the cool guy, the athlete guy in school, like from probably grade school. Ever since he hit puberty, he's been that guy. He's been that dude. He's been the man. Cam the man. Superman. Super Cam. Right? Always been the tall, handsome guy, athletic guy, whatever, super charismatic, great smile, all that. He's never really had to, you know what I mean? Like, look at women any other way. And I think that's kind of where the disconnect is between Cam Newton and everybody else. And it's not just Cam. There's other people who fit the same bill as Cam Newton. But I think that with Cam, the way he was brought up, since he hit puberty, he was always the man. He always had women flocking themselves over him and to him. So it kind of skewed his perspective on women in that regard. No longer does he look at them as like, okay, these are people who I can, just sit, have a chat with, parlay with, and not want to fuck. Because he's used to most women he comes in contact with are willing to give him that sort of play. So I think nowadays, now that he knows that like he's got all the options, it's like, why would I waste my time talking to an attractive woman that I find physically attractive? Why would I waste my time talking to you and trying to be your friend, knowing that there's 30 other women over here who actually want to fuck? Like, and that's again, it's sad because I feel like Cam probably never got the chance to really experience true friendship. Never had this chance to experience it because again, I think Cam Newton has been in a whirlwind of just sports and attention and just being at the top of the social food chain for forever. Again, since he hit puberty. So he does not see women the same way that most men do. And that's the sad part here. But stabbing is crazy. Crazy. He's 36 years old. I mean, yeah, he's 36. He's still 36 is not old at all. 36, you're still damn near in the prime of your athletic, life. Maybe not for football. I mean, even still, we saw quarterbacks doing it up into their 40s. But again, I just think that, I mean, maybe one day he'll realize once he becomes a little bit older and, looks start to fade and he's just not as whatever. He's not Cam anymore. He's just an old man. He honestly, he's probably gonna turn into one of those nasty old men. That's probably where Cam is headed. That he's on a fast track to being a nasty old man. He's on a very fast track towards that. Let me see what y'all are saying here in the chat. This is the curse of being famous. Yeah, it is. It is. See what y'all saying here in the chat. Let me see. Stretch 52 says, Sutton, did you see that guy get his wig punched off at the fight Saturday? Yeah, I did. I heard about it. I didn't watch that fight, but I heard he did win too. Chris says he doesn't need any platonic anything. They end in babies for him. And that's because he doesn't see women as platonic, like humans he can be platonic with. He never has had to. That's the thing. He's probably had most of the girls flocking themselves to him. So he just by nature started looking at them in that way. Especially when most of the girls who probably flocked themselves to him gave it up. So in his brain, that kind of rewired his brain to think, okay, this is what women have to offer. Nothing else. Which is sad. Again. Herb says, my best friend is a woman and I can talk to her about anything. That is amazing. That is amazing. And he does not have self-control, Chris. Let me see. Herb says, self-control is not as difficult as people think. Just be present in your mind and move accordingly. Yes. Now, that makes sense for us normal folk, right? But I think when you get to a certain status, you cannot, like, just in your brain process not getting something that you want. And this conversation goes way deeper than Cam Newton, way deeper. Think about it like this. You guys have heard of Jeffrey Epstein, right? Jeffrey Epstein and all of his buddies were insanely rich. Well, not even rich, wealthy. There's a difference. And powerful. They could have anything they wanted in the world. Anything they wanted in the world. And when you get to that level of power, the only thing that you could possibly want, because all that stuff, the cars, the houses, the jewelry, the whatever, it gets old. The vacations, it gets old. I feel like a lot of people, when they get to a certain level of power, all they want is what they can't have. And you guys know where I'm going with this. I won't go too deep into it. But that's why you see a lot of people in power doing sick shit and having these twisted mindsets of, oh no, I get what I want at the end of the day. I get what I want, period. You tell me I can't have that, that's taboo. Okay, now I want that. It's conquest. That's all it is. That's all it is. And it's even more sad that Cam Newton has a lot of children. I don't know how many of them are girls. But if you have girls, how could you even think this way? Because what are you going to teach your girls when they grow up? It's sad. Power is dangerous. Sounds like a horny college student. I've seen it so many times. I've had to tell young adults this nonsense. Dudes thinking with the wrong head. Yep. Asmodia says, I don't think most platonic relationships work. My experience, there's 3 categories. 1, I want to smash and she doesn't. 2, she wants to smash and I don't. 3, she wants to be friends because I'm useful and I start feeling used. Okay, so in my experience, I've been through all 3 of these. But I do think that there is room for a 4th category where, you come into contact with somebody and, whether that be, see, a lot of my female friends are like from college, like, whether we were in the same classes and stuff like that. Maybe we had a group project together and then we just started hanging out and stuff like that. College is known for that sort of thing. And you don't have to fuck everybody that you meet. Like once you realize that, once you get that through your head, then it makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier. But that comes from discipline and it comes from learning that self-control early on in life. And some people don't get that opportunity. Cam Newton doesn't get that. He didn't get that opportunity. At least I don't think so. Before there can be a mutual. There can definitely be a mutual friendship where neither person wants to smash. And also nobody's using the other. Do I think that all relationships are transactional? Yes. But in that case, that 4th option where everything's mutual, the transaction is just, hey, look, you're a good person to me. I'm a good person to you. If, we going to get lunch or something like that and you ain't got no money, hey, look, I got you. And vice versa. If you ain't never had no friendships like that with the opposite sex, then I feel bad. Because it's really eye-opening. And it sets you up for success. It sets you up for success when you want to actually go and pursue other women. Trust me, it does. It does. I'll admit it, when you put yourself around temptation, it makes it tougher for Cam. From my POV, is he that, he's in that 1% that he has the finances and things some women want, but I don't know. That's exactly what it is. And even before he had the finances, he was on a fast track to being rich and famous. Before he was, before he went to Auburn and things like that, he was already, a top recruit, all this and that. And people in, even high school and probably going back to middle school knew that he was going places. So we always had that status. They wanted children, despicable. Exactly. I'm talking about that Epstein shit. Cam got hella kids and like 3 baby mamas. He didn't want that opportunity. He didn't want to build. Yeah, and I think a lot of it was just he never really had time to build. Because think about it. Cam Newton, middle school, probably the biggest middle schooler in his school. Everybody knew he was going to be a football star. Goes to high school. He's the number 1 athlete in his state. Right? Everybody knows who he is. The girls love him. The guys love him. He's on top of the world. Ever since middle school, you're on top of the world. You got this power, right? You got this status. You never have to be on the same playing field as everybody else. You always got what you wanted. And I think that really messed up his brain. Even after, his playing days were over. You hear Cam Newton talking about stuff like, oh, why did they go get Phillip Rivers to play for the Colts before me? He wants what he wants. He's the type of guy like, I'm going to get what I want. But that's just not how life works. As Muddy says, not just rich and famous, he's also athletic. Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. He got rich and famous because of how athletic he was, So, I don't know, guys. Again, if you're a guy out there, I just want you to know that it is totally 1,000% possible to have female friends that you don't want to have any sort of extra relations with. 100% possible. Reason why I know is because I have multiple female friends who are like that. So, it is what it is, man. In Atlanta, Georgia, mind you, was born 30 minutes away from downtown Atlanta, a nasty place. See, I didn't even know that. That little piece of lore right there even explains it even further. In a major city where literally everybody knows you, I can only imagine even the older women who are throwing themselves at Cam from a young age. Let's unpack that next. He need to get Dr. Cheyenne Bryan back on that couch. That's what he needs to do. That cripples a lot of football players and athletes in general when they don't have the grounding to remain humble and level-headed. Yeah. And that's my overall point here. He never had to be humble. He never had to be level-headed, right? He never had to treat women as anything more than just sexual objects. I mean, you can see it by the amount of baby moms he has. And he's even said before, like, I want more kids, you know, even if I'm not in all their lives and whatnot. I just want to get more women pregnant, send them a check, make sure they're fine for 18 years. But I just want more kids. I just want to fuck, basically. Nasty stuff. Nasty stuff. I know married women who would throw themselves at a young cat like that. It's also part of the problem. Also part of the problem, y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. That was a little heavy. A little heavy. But look, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for this episode of Sutton Reactions. This was a good one. This is a really, really good one, y'all. Of course, it's the Tuesday episode, first episode of the week. We will be back tomorrow. So make sure you turn on notifications if you do not want to miss tomorrow's episode. We got a lot more coming, a lot more topics. Of course, a lot more liminal horror challenges, even though your boy is ass at them. But those of y'all who went 4-1, 5-1 today, shout out to y'all. Y'all did y'all big one with that one. It's not easy to do. I don't know how y'all are doing it, but y'all are doing it, right? And this show, I promise you guys, will continue to get better. I'm working on some things. I got some things in the works where, we can get a little bit more interactive on here. I'm just still experimenting with them. So give me some time on that and I will get better. Of course, we still have Quiet Storm Sports and the Purple Rain podcast. And again, please do not forget, today is Simply AS10's birthday. Please go wish him a happy birthday on his social media if you guys do follow him. It's my guy. And then also we have our jersey giveaway. We're announcing on Thursday. We're giving away a jersey, a free Lamar Jackson jersey over on the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel. If that sounds good to you and you want to get entered for a chance to win that jersey, all you have to do is join the Purple Rain Podcast YouTube channel membership. It is $4.99 a month. And if you join, you automatically get entered for a chance to win. We will be announcing the winner on Thursday night's episode at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. Again, my name is Sutton Def. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I see Bradley is in here. Bradley, what's going on, Bradley? Appreciate you for coming through, man. Bradley, you gotta rewind. Watch some of the show. Bradley's my guy, man, from Charm City Sideline. I love those guys over there. And we got to get together because I told them that they would come on PRP. Once we hired our full coaching staff, basically just head coach, OC, and DC, we have now. So I'm gonna hit you up about that soon, Brad. I'm gonna hit you up soon about that. But check out this show too, Brad. I think you might like some of the stuff we talk about on the show. It's pretty interesting. So again, shout out to y'all. And then I'll see y'all tomorrow. Stay positive, test negative. Never ever forget to call God. See y'all, man. Peace.